Let's get it rolling here. Good morning. Good morning out here in the world of after Independence Day. I hope all is doing well. And we coming in here this morning, getting ready to get back to normal and talk about how you're going to get out here and make this money. Okay. That's so this topic this morning is the mistakes that mistakes that is keeping you from your grants. And I want to elaborate on them a few this morning before I get on with my morning. Before I get on with my morning, so I want to make sure that everything is all right. Yeah, there we go. So I want to make sure the volume and everything is working. So, how's your day? How's your day? How's your morning so far? I hope y'all had a great day. And who are those of us that celebrated the holiday? Happy holidays to you. Happy 4th of July to you. But y'all do know it wasn't for you, possibly. If you look anything like me, it wasn't for you. But anyway, I know we conditioned to celebrate things. We're conditioned. We are so conditioned, boy. We got to get out of that, people. We have to get out of that mindset of just being so complacent and conditioned and realize that life is here. Life is what you make it. It is. It is. All righty. Now, the mistakes that I don't want you to make, and this is going to keep you from getting some funding out here. Don't worry about the new bill that's being passed. Like I said before I hit the live button, what you have to do is you have to come up with your plan, come up with your strategic plan. You can't be just minimizing your abilities. You guys have great things that you can accomplish, and you have great visions, and you have resources that you don't even think you have. And so I want to talk this morning, and I know this is not a sexy conversation. I know y'all rather be doing boots on the ground. You rather be doing that. You rather be watching somebody else laugh, make you laugh. You might as well be watching someone else that's gonna get you on, just gonna help you keep the silly side of you, or that little child in you, alive. But these are not playing times. And these times are times that we need to focus on what we want for our future. We don't have to worry about the administration. Okay, look, it's over with. A lot of you didn't go out and vote. So, we can't do nothing about that now. We're dealt with cards now that we have to maneuver. And so in order to be able to do that, it's going to be and enhance your life, enhance your next level, enhance you. So this is what we are going to be working on. We can't be working on this other foolish stuff. Okay, we can't do it. And so now I want to talk to you about the mistakes that I feel like you should not be making, and I don't want you to make these mistakes. So I'm going to give you things that I need you to follow, and I need you to get out of your own head. I need you to understand that there is so much out here for you, unlimited some unlimited success is out here for you. And I just wish that you would I wish that you would understand that this morning. That's all. Okay. So mm, ooh. So what I'm going to I've been up for a long time this morning, y'all. I've been up since about 6 o'clock. So it's not that I'm just getting up and I'm dragging. I've been up working on some paperwork and doing some other things. Now let's get into these mistakes that you just don't need to be made. That bill that has been passed. Let me explain something to you. That 2020, the project 2025 that a lot of people were talking about the before the election was over, or before we end up voting on the president, and president lied and said he that wasn't in the plan for him. Well, no, that was pretty much more, and everything is in that is being rolled out. And so what I think I need you to do is, and what I hope that you would do is that you would just come up with a strategic plan and succumb all of this stuff. And so if you are someone that's looking for a grant out here in the business world, these are some of the mistakes that I just don't need you to make, okay? I don't need you to make if you're trying to get to this money, honey. Okay. All righty. The mistake, one of the mistakes is this first mistake is not understanding the landscape, not understanding what's going on in the government. Okay. You're not understanding. I'm going to give you a few economic indicators, but I'm not going to give them to you right now. And that is to tell what the pulse of this country is going in. And it's why is that? Why does that matter to you? It matters to you because this is where you're going to find your hidden gems. This is where you're going to find ways that you can get your grant money. So you can sit and think that it's not impacting you because you feel like your family's okay. You're not on SNAP and you don't have to worry about Medicare, Medicaid. All of this stuff is going to trickle down to your personal life, your family's life. And it's going to, if it don't impact you because you straight, you have a job, you have your little retirement set up, you have some funds, you have some money in the bank, it's going to affect the people that surround you. And what's affect the people that are around you will also affect you, meaning they may need you more. You may have to be there for them financially when you don't want to be. So all of this is going to affect everybody. So don't say it won't affect you and you okay. But with our grant opportunity, we're talking about the grant thing, but this is like I said, these are mistakes that you just don't want to make. Do not ignore the landscape of the government and what's going on with innovation and what's been passed and what shift is being made. Do not overlook that, people. Repeat, do not overlook that. That is a very good key indication that you need to get up and do something about it. Okay. You need to get and do something about it. And so now, getting back to you and your visionary selves, you have whatever vision that's out here that you have, whether it's technology, whether it's doing some manufacturing, whether it's innovation, whatever it is, you need to put yourself in a position to get some of this grant money that's out here. Grants come from corporations, organizations, because in the Black community, Target has been really, really suffering. They've really been feeling the impact of a lot of us boycotting and not shopping with them. Well, because that has happened, they've been offering other organizations funding to help them in a sense, kind of like going and undermining the whole plan of the Democratic Party, and then also the whole plan of the Black community. So what this would do is, what this little thing would do, this will kind of it's causing division in the area where, a lot of times only thing they have to ask some of us is, what's your price? And you will sell out. What's your price? Hey, it is to be sold, but I don't think it should be. It shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be. And so I don't want to get off on a tangent with that, but yeah. So another mistake that you make when you are looking to get a grant is you don't look and see what your state government and your local government have for you in grant opportunities. You don't look for those. Now, the federal landscape, yes, is shifting. Yes, it's so much in that bill. Yes, it is. But your federal and state, because the federal is now under Trump administration, he's trying to separate. He's requiring states to do a lot of things now versus when they did before. So that's the direction he's taking. But that does not exclude you from not looking into local and state government funding opportunities. It doesn't. It does not. It do not. Okay? It doesn't. Now, so, and I'm gonna be able, if you stick around, and you'll be able to ask me some questions. So I'm just gonna move right along so I can give you these mistakes that I don't want you to make. And then if you have any questions, please jot them down And before we get off here, I will be glad to answer them. Okay. So that's what we're going to be working on. And I look like I don't want let's see here. Let me see. Can I plug this thing up? Yeah, I think I need to plug. I'm making y'all dizzy over here. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. We gonna put y'all. We gonna get y'all out of this. I need to put the charger in because it's getting low over here, and I don't want y'all to miss out. All right, now the next thing that we're gonna go over. Let me get this stationary real quick, y'all, on my stand here. I'm making y'all dizzy over here. Am I making y'all dizzy over here? All right, hold on. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Hold a minute. Yeah, there we go. Nah. All right. I need to do one thing. Get that in between there. And get that out of there. Put that there and get you guys. Y'all give me 1 second over here. All right. There we go. Had to plug that up. I got good juice over here. All right. I didn't want y'all to it to just go out on y'all on the good part. So there we go. All right. Now, next mistake I do not want you to make is I do not want you to miss out on putting all of the required information in a grant that need to go into one. And there we're going to talk about how you're going to know these things because you're going to have to do some work. And that's when I first start talking about grant writing, I told you guys, you're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to do some work. And if you listen, more than ever now, you need to be working on getting some funding for a business opportunity and a business idea because the landscape is changing, and it is. And the bill is going to take an effect, and Trump ain't playing. The president is not playing. So you need to have that mindset too of I ain't going to be playing either. So you don't need to play. You don't need to play with your future. You don't need to play with your next 5 to 10 years. You need to be the impact of some of these things that's coming through in this bill will not take effect in the next 30 days, but they will take effect. And so you need to be ahead of the curve. You need to be ahead of your future and start realizing, okay, before all of these things change, I need to get off my lords and do something. I need to get up. I need to make this. I need to make I need to see something different in my life. I need to make something. I need to make something different, and I need to do what I need to do in order for it to happen. So that's all I'm saying to you. Don't make these mistakes out here. Do what you have to do. Okay. Do what you have to do. All right. I was reading that notification. And so that is that's another one. Now, another mistake is I'm not giving you some. I'm just giving you some. I'm not just going like I'm giving you 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just giving you some. Okay. We having a conversation this morning. Before, like I said, before I get me a bite to eat. It's running late. I've been drinking my smoothie this morning. I gotta get some food. Okay. I gotta go on in and make me a nice breakfast. Okay. Now, the next thing I don't think I know. You have the mistake that you should not be making is you have to know without a shadow of a doubt the specific grants that you are going to approach and reach out to. You have to know this. You don't have to be just getting out there looking and researching and say, oh, I think this grant is interesting. No, you have to narrow it down. You have to be consistent and know exactly when I get grants for my business and working on a major one now, almost completed the process. It is about 82% done. but I would say 82 to 85% done. Because see, there are things along the way you're gonna have to. You sometimes you have to. You've been going back and forth with the grantor, back and back and forth, 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 back and forth. You be going back and forth, and you don't want that. And so, through to avoid that mistake and to avoid that, what you would have to do is lay out, get that checklist, have that checklist, learn that. You want to know more? Okay. All right, I call her back. Yeah, you want to learn more about what is required. You got to be prepared. You can't be thinking of being prepared. You can't be thinking of it. You can't be half stepping. You have to be ready for that money opportunity for your business. The money opportunity is not going to come. You have to do the work, because you have to let them know what you're looking for, and there are resources that you can have access to, but you have to be ready for that. You have to be ready for that access. Resources are out here. So, and the policy changes, this is going to make it a little harder. So now is the time that you don't need to be sitting around. The urgency is here now, people. The urgency is here if you are looking to get grants. It's here. They're going to change. The landscape going to change. Don't let anybody tell you it's not, because it is. And if you don't feel like you don't want to put the time into the grant, hey, by all means, have nothing to do with it. Just go on and do your thing and live your life the way you want to live it. And then for those that are interested in a grant, then okay, they'll do what they need to do to get one. But you can go on and live and keep on complaining about life and what's not happening for you and not doing anything about it, and then good. All right. Hey, so that'll be the norm for you. But we ain't talking about that. We're not talking about those. We're talking about those that want to know and those that don't want to make the mistake about it. And so now, the next mistake that you should not make is when you are wanting to win and get that approval for grant money, honey, is you must know your avenues of what it's going to cost you. You must know the cost. You must count the cost. Everything that you are going to use that grant for, you need to know it. Not only know it, it has to be written. It need to be on a 3rd to the 5th grade level of somebody reading, of somebody looking at your grant request. You need to have it laid out so plain and simple, so they don't even have to scratch their head and say, well, why would they need this for this, or what is that for that? It needs to be so simple and plain. But you make the mistake of being vague. You put on the little things that people like, like the grantors like to hear. You think they like to hear, to just have a pity party. Well, yeah, I want to help such and such the youth, or I want to help the homeless. I want to help this. I know that. No, you got to be more specific in what impact you're going to make. And that, leads me into my next mistake. You don't stress the impact that you will make on someone, or on this, with this funding, or for the resources that you need. You don't express the impact that you will make. That's another mistake that you may experience. You don't stress the impact. You don't show the impact. You don't show the long-term benefit of any company out there. That you'll be surprised at so many companies that grew their business. Women that grew their businesses from grants. Yeah, you'll be surprised. Yeah, with grant funding. And you didn't get it because you didn't have the knowledge. You know, if you get knowledge and you apply it, do you know you can just change it within one sometimes one tip will just make your whole life totally, it'll make it totally different. It has, yeah. That's how mine has grown in the past. You know, it's grown through things that I'm telling you. Yes. Yeah. So I just oh, excuse me. I just don't want you to make those mistakes. And the next thing, the mistake that will keep you from grant funding is you researching and using from your research, using the best research information that that's possible, because mm, you just you don't want to you don't want to research something and the research that you've done is not totally beneficial. It's not beneficial to what you need it for, to your niche, or to, it may be, it's general in nature for the most part. So you have to be very narrowed down, very strategic, very specific, very niche, and very impactful. So once you do all of that, you're going off to the sunset. You're going off to, hey there, you're going off, so notification. You're going off into a greater, you're going off into a greater atmosphere, a hemisphere. Now, one more mistake that I'm going to tell you about, and this will end our conversation this morning. The next and the last mistake is the indicators that I want to, not researching and not studying the indicators. There's a few of them that I want to let you know about. And what is a economic indicator? The economic indicator is the most important thing, one of the most important thing that's going to lead you to the funding, because the grants is going to be what? It goes hand in hand on what's going on in the economy. So those grants is going to benefit the whole overall economy, GDP, gross domestic, product, our gross domestic ecosystem here in the United States. So when you are in line with that, you have different places that you can go and research these economic indicators, the information. There's the Federal Reserve has a wealth of information from the bill that is being passed by the government. The bill has been in effect and signed by the president. The Federal Reserve have, all of this would have a tremendous impact on everything. Everything will have a tremendous impact. Everything, I'm going to say this one more time, everything. The economic indicator that you should be looking and seeing what's going on, so you can better, whatever your niche is, you take this information and look and research and read and learn, and you will have a better indication of what grant you can have, what grant is going to benefit your business, and how you're going to make an impact, because you can tell a story with these indicators, these economic indicators that I'm mentioning. The next one is your U.S. Census. That has a lot of information. Your U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. That all of that is where you're going to be able to tell your story for your business idea, because you got to answer a lot of those questions. well, you should answer a lot of those questions of what are the, because the grantor want to know something about your business. They give you a guideline. You have to give them what they ask for, nothing more and nothing less. You have to give them what they want. And also one more, this is last but not least, your U.S. Department of Commerce. All of these are they're connected to the government. And in order to be a successful and win these proposals, you have to know, win these grants, you have to give them that powerful story. This is how your grant is going to be set apart from anybody else that's out here doing it, because you will be telling that story. You will be telling the truthful story. You will be telling a fake story, because those are reputable organizations. These are reputable, and they're ran by the government. These are companies. They can't put anything that's not accurate. This is the way the data is here. The data is in these areas that I just mentioned. You got to decipher it, that what is going to meet your business, what is going to meet your niche, your specifically, whatever part of your business that you're trying, that you have to emphasize and work on during this process of you writing a grant. Then you need to go there and pull for one of these, if not all of them, and pull that information. And it's there because you can always search a query and get everything broken down to your specific information. It's a database pool of information that is reported by the government. And the government is that they over the grants anyway. Truth be told, even when I say they're over them, meaning that they give the goal to, okay, you can have, let's say you get a grant for $50,000. You are putting that grant money into your business bank account. You don't think that they're not gonna question that, or they're gonna see, but see, they won't question it in a negative way. They will question it. They won't even question it to the fact, because you would have went through the proper channels to get the money. First of all, they know, because all of the systems talk to each other, and everybody's talking to everybody. They have to. These are their, this is checks and balances. This is guidelines. This is information. In order for a grantor to give you funding, they have to have already done their paperwork with the federal government in order for you to be able to get that money. All right. So, and then it can be more than $50. It could be 150. It could be 200. And so you got to go by the rules. Whatever you put in your proposal, whatever you put to get that information, or whatever you put to get approved or awarded those funds, then you better be doing that. You better not be detoured nowhere else. You better not be putting it somewhere else. No, I don't do that. No, you need to be doing what you said you was going to do with it, and you'll be okay. It's not rocket science. It's not hard. You will be okay. And so it's not, in my opinion, it's not hard to work on accomplishing these goals. It's just that, are you going to do every detailed thing it is that you need to do in order to be able to get the funding? And that's why a lot of people don't get grants and funding, because they don't do these things that I'm telling you to do, right? So you can do from the small scale, or you can go out and get worried about getting the big money. Okay. Versus now with some things that I'm working on the big funds. I'm working on the big grant. So anyway, that's not all the avenue that you should, but we're just focusing on this grant portion now. And like I said, the changes in the bill that's going to change, it has changed a lot of things. People just move to the next level. Just go and rise, the cream rise to the top. Just rise. Just work on rising. Okay. Don't get stuck in all of these that, know what's going on. Don't get me wrong, but don't get stuck in, oh, I'm destitute now. Oh, this bill is going to send us. Oh, we need to leave the country. All this stuff. Not saying it's not important for you to just consider some things, but just do some other things. Okay. Get your money, work on getting yourself in a better position by just getting that knowledge and putting it to work, applying it and reaching out. You'd be surprised at the companies And then, you'll be surprised at the companies that give, grant funding, because it's a portion of your business may be something that they are, they're in support of, or they really, that they really see as their mission and their goal. But you just got to connect with the right companies. That's all. All righty. Okay. Well, that will be it this morning, and I will talk to you later. And I hope y'all had a good 4th of July, and hope you're considering some of these things I'm saying for you. Make it happen. Okay. All right. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye.